You're probably looking at the price action and thinking, what's the big deal? HBAR is just another sideways altcoin stuck in the mud while everything else is pumping. You've been told the next big thing is a flashy meme coin or some overhyped layer 2. You've been conditioned to believe that if the price isn't moving, nothing is happening. But what if I told you that while you've been focused on the price chart, a fundamental shift is occurring on the Hedera network that is bigger, more powerful, and more profitable than anything we saw in the last bull run? Something is happening on Hedera Hashgraph HBAR right now that is not just a temporary pump. It's an irreversible one-way ticket to a new financial reality. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments, and I will give you a heart. In the next 9 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 invisible forces building on Hedera that will fundamentally change your life. You'll learn 1. The unseen tsunami of real-world assets. The multi-trillion-dollar tokenization narrative is no longer a dream, it's a reality on Hedera, and it's about to create a massive supply shock for HBAR. 2. The DeFi revolution, how a once stagnant ecosystem is now becoming a hotbed for institutional-grade DeFi, creating a new, unstoppable demand for the HBAR token. And 3. The ultimate catalyst, the final hidden partnership that will serve as the pin that pops the cork on the bottle, sending HBAR to places no one thought possible. I'm not here to talk about a 2x or a 5x. We're talking about a change that will impact how you save, spend, and invest for the rest of your life. This is not just another crypto video. This is an education in the future of money. Don't go anywhere. Let's start with the most important thing you're not seeing. While we're all watching the charts, the world's biggest financial institutions are preparing for a massive shift. They're not talking about it on Twitter, they're quietly building. And they are building on one specific network. Think about this. Trillions of dollars in real-world assets are about to be put on chain. But why is this so important for you? Because every single one of those assets needs a digital passport to move on the network. That passport, that utility, is the HBAR token. For years, people have debated the real-world use case of crypto. Well, this is it. We're talking about regulated, verifiable, and valuable assets being airdropped onto the network. This isn't theoretical. A recent partnership with a platform called Swarm is already enabling tokenized stocks on the Hedera network. You can literally redeem tokenized stocks instantly, bypassing the T+2 settlement delay of traditional markets. This is how the real world of finance is coming to crypto, not the other way around. We're not talking about a future concept. This is a live deployment happening on Hedera Hashgraph HBAR right now. This leads to our first curiosity loop. If trillions of dollars in assets are about to hit the network, what does that do to a limited supply asset like HBAR? It creates a supply shock unlike anything we've ever seen. The demand is about to go from 0 to 100, but the supply is capped. It's the ultimate mismatch. The transaction volume alone from a single corporation can be staggering. We saw with the example of Dead Pixels Club, an NFT project, doing more volume than the top 3 base projects combined. Imagine that, but with actual financial institutions moving trillions of dollars every day. That's the demand being built for the HBAR token. It's not about retail speculation. It's about a foundational utility that is so profound, it's invisible to the average person. We've been conditioned to think of crypto in terms of speculation, but the truth is the most valuable tokens are the ones that have a fundamental, irreversible need, and that's what's being built on Hedera Hashgraph HBAR right now. But a supply shock alone isn't enough. It needs a catalyst to ignite it, and that catalyst is coming from a place you'd least expect it: DeFi. For the longest time, the narrative was that Hedera wasn't decentralized enough for DeFi, that it was too corporate, too boring. But here's the mind-blowing part. The very thing that made it boring is now its superpower. Think of it like this. On most chains, DeFi is like a Wild West town. It's exciting, but it's also filled with risks, exploits, and high fees. On Hedera, DeFi is becoming a high-tech stock exchange, a place where institutions can finally participate with confidence. And this is what's truly changing the game. A new wave of protocols built specifically for enterprise-grade applications is launching on the Hedera network. They're not just building another clone. They're building the infrastructure for a future where traditional finance and decentralized finance become one. The network is now processing over 15 million gas per second, which is the same speed Ethereum is trying to achieve in an entire block. They are building a DeFi system that can handle institutional volume with low predictable fees that are fixed in USD. This is the new standard. But here's the paradox. To power this new DeFi infrastructure, you need the underlying asset. You need to lock it up, stake it, and provide liquidity with it. And what is that asset? HBAR. This isn't just about a one-time transaction, it's about a permanent perpetual lockup of the HBAR token. The more value that gets on the network, the more HBAR needs to be taken off the open market. We're seeing protocols like Stater Labs offering liquid staking for HBAR, creating a perpetual sink for the token. This is what you don't see on the charts, the silent accumulation and locking of value. The irony is not lost on me. The very flaw that critics pointed to, the corporate governance and stable fees, is the very thing that is now attracting a new class of investors who want stability and security. This is the next stage of the bull run. It's not about speculation, it's about utility. We've seen the silent tsunami of tokenization and the DeFi revolution, but there's a third, final catalyst that is about to send Hedera Hashgraph HBAR into a category all its own. This is the catalyst that proves all of this isn't just a theory, it's a fact, and it's happening right now behind the scenes. We've talked about the big picture, but let's get into the specifics. What is the one thing that will accelerate all of this? The single most powerful catalyst that will make all of the tokenization and DeFi a reality? It's the adoption of a specific new technology on Hedera Hashgraph HBAR that enables institutional-grade, privacy-preserving transactions. I'm talking about a technology that allows the biggest names in finance to operate on a public ledger without exposing their sensitive business data. This is the holy grail. It's the bridge between the multi-trillion-dollar traditional finance world and the public ledger. It's what makes all the tokenization and DeFi a non-negotiable reality. We're seeing it happen right now with major players piloting this tech. They're using Hedera's consensus service to verify AI computations, ensuring that AI-driven decisions are transparent and immutable. We've seen this in recent announcements with firms like EQTI Lab and their partnership with NVIDIA, using Hedera as the ledger layer for their verifiable AI. This is a massive multi-billion-dollar market that is being built from the ground up on one network. And here's why this matters to your life. When you understand this, you stop gambling and you start investing. You stop looking at the price action on a daily chart and you start looking at the bigger picture, the undeniable utility of the HBAR token. The price is not an indicator of the future. It's a lagging result of the adoption that's already taking place. We've talked about how Hedera is also positioning itself as a leader in quantum-resistant technology, something that will be critical for the entire financial industry in the coming years. This technology, this catalyst, is the final puzzle piece. It's what turns a promising project into a global standard. It's the reason why the biggest names are flocking to Hedera. They aren't interested in your favorite meme coin. They are interested in a network that can handle the volume, security, and privacy needed for the next generation of finance. The truth is, all of this is already priced in, just not in the way you think. The true value is still locked, waiting for the final word. You came here wondering why HBAR wasn't moving. You're leaving with the knowledge that it was moving the entire time, just not on the screen you were looking at. You've now seen the secret roadmap. You've seen the invisible forces at play. This isn't about a fleeting trend. It's about a permanent foundation being built right under our noses. This is the HBAR you've been waiting for, the one that solves real-world problems, the one that institutions are building on. The question is no longer, will HBAR go up, but are you going to be ready for it when it does? The knowledge you have now puts you in a small, select group of people who understand the true value of this project. You have the power to stop being a spectator and start being an owner. We've only scratched the surface of the institutional revolution happening on Hedera. To truly understand the full scope of this, you need to watch our next video, where we break down the one secret partnership that ties this all together and gives Hedera Hashgraph HBAR an unstoppable advantage. Click the link on the screen right now to continue your journey. Don't just watch the future, own it.